Some farewells feel like endings. They arrive with a heavy silence, like the last page of a book finally turned, like a curtain falling over a story we never wanted to end. But not all goodbyes are final. Some farewells are simply transitions, the moment between what was and what is yet to come. They are not conclusions, but transformations. When Kelly Ripa, America's beloved morning show host, said goodbye to her husband and co-host, Mark Consuelos, the moment became one of those rare, unforgettable instances when television breaks beyond performance and reveals something utterly real. With tears in her eyes and a trembling voice, she was no longer just a host or a star. She was a wife, a partner, a woman in love, saying goodbye to the man who had shared her journey. The news shook fans everywhere. It wasn't the kind of scripted drama viewers were used to. It was life unfolding in real time, and it carried the weight of decades of love, resilience, and togetherness. But to truly understand the magnitude of that farewell, we need to return to the very beginning. Kelly and Mark's story began on the set of All My Children, a world where make-believe romances played out for millions of viewers. Cast as love interests, they found that their chemistry was too powerful to be contained by the script. What began as a manufactured connection soon grew into something genuine, something undeniable. It was as though fate had slipped into the script itself. In 1996, while the spotlight was still new to them, Kelly and Mark chose each other in secret. They traveled to Las Vegas, away from cameras and flashing lights, and exchanged vows in a private wedding. No extravagance, no spectacle, just love, simple and certain. From that moment forward, their bond was more than just a Hollywood romance. It was a story of two people building a life together, away from the cameras, rooted in authenticity. Together, they raised 3 children, balancing careers that often kept them apart, managing the constant attention of fame, and navigating the highs and lows that come with life in the public eye. For more than 2 decades, they defied the odds. In an industry known for fleeting marriages and broken promises, Kelly and Mark became a beacon of stability. Their marriage was not perfect, but it was resilient, strengthened by laughter, perseverance, and trust. Kelly's star rose higher as she became the face of morning television, bringing warmth and wit into millions of homes. Mark carved his own career, making his mark as both an actor and a personality in his own right. Yet no matter how busy their schedules became, their love for each other was always evident. They were a team, they were partners, and they were soulmates. That's what made the farewells so emotional. For years, whenever the couple was separated by work, there was always the comfort of reunion, the knowledge that distance was temporary. But on that day, when Mark stepped away from the show, the reunion never came. Kelly found herself saying goodbye in a way she never had before. Her composure wavered, her voice quivered, and as she looked at Mark, not as her co-host, but as her husband, her words poured out with gratitude and love. She spoke of him not as a celebrity, not as a colleague, but as the companion who had stood beside her through life's greatest joys and deepest struggles. It was raw, unguarded, and profoundly human. Mark, in turn, spoke with tenderness. He thanked her for her patience, her love, her unwavering support. He described their journey not as something ending, but as something evolving. Some love stories, he said softly, aren't meant to fade. They're meant to change. His voice cracked ever so slightly, but his words carried strength. And in that moment, the audience realized what they were witnessing was not just a goodbye, but the truth of enduring love. The reaction across the nation was immediate. Within hours, social media flooded with clips, photos, and memories of Kelly and Mark together. Fans shared their favorite moments of the couple together, smiling, laughing, raising their children, and supporting each other both on and off screen. Many expressed hope, writing, "True love still exists." Others confessed their own fears, wondering aloud, if Kelly and Mark can't make it, who can? But perhaps that's the deeper lesson hidden in this farewell. It isn't about the fear of endings, it's about the reality of change. Every relationship, no matter how strong, faces transitions. Every love story evolves. And sometimes, those moments of change require us to let
Kelly's
go.
tears told a
if
story
only
of
for a time.
gratitude as much as sadness. Gratitude for the years of companionship. Gratitude for the joy they shared and the family they built. Gratitude for the unwavering love that carried them through countless seasons of life. And beneath that gratitude lay the universal fear of what comes next. Because when we say goodbye to someone who has been our anchor, we are forced to face the uncertainty of the future. Yet, Kelly reminded us of something timeless. Love does not end with goodbye. Love lingers. It carries forward in the sound of children's laughter, in the warmth of shared memories, in the way our hearts still leap at the thought of the one we love. Love echoes even after parting. And perhaps most importantly, the value of a relationship is not measured by its length, but by its depth. By that measure, Kelly and Mark's story is not just remarkable, it's extraordinary. So, what comes next? That is a question no one can answer with certainty. Maybe time apart will lead them back together as life so often surprises us. Maybe they will find new paths that honor their shared past while opening the door to new beginnings. What's clear is that their love story is not over. It is evolving, shifting into a new chapter that neither they nor their fans fully understand just yet. But isn't that the nature of love itself? To grow, to adapt, to surprise us? Love is not static. It is living. It breathes, it changes, and sometimes it challenges us in ways we never expect. That is what Kelly and Mark have shown us. Not a perfect love, but a real one. Their farewell was not only a moment of personal vulnerability, but also a mirror for all of us. Because each of us has said goodbye to someone we love. Each of us has felt the ground shift beneath us when life forces a change we did not ask for. Each of us has clung to the hope that love somehow would find a way to endure. And in Kelly's tears, in Mark's words, we saw that hope reflected. We were reminded that goodbyes are not always the end. Sometimes they are a reminder to cherish what we have, to value the laughter, to honor the time given to us. Sometimes they are the beginning of something new, something we cannot yet see. For decades, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been more than celebrities. They have been symbols of commitment, resilience, and love in a world where those things can feel fleeting. Their story has inspired millions, and their farewell reminded us that love is not fragile. It does not vanish when circumstances change. It endures. And that is the lesson their story leaves with us today. Farewells are painful, but love is eternal. It weaves itself into our memories, our families, our lives. It outlasts time. It outlasts distance. It outlasts even the hardest of goodbyes. So as we think back on Kelly's heartfelt farewell to Mark, let us not see it as an ending. Let us see it as proof that love, in all its forms, survives. That even in goodbye, there is hope. That even in tears, there is gratitude. That even in parting, there is the promise of something more. Because love, when it is true, never really says goodbye.